kept the candle in a hurricane, protecting the flicker from the weight of the rain. I saw the cracks in the base of the wall, but I told my heart it was never to fall. I was worshipping that ruin of gold, clinging to promises already gone cold. They say that believing will carry you through, but I was just bleeding for the ghost of you. Every maybe was a debt I couldn't pay as the ground underneath me started sliding away. Oh, I held broken faith until my hands would sword, living for forever that was never even born. Was it a sudden or a loud goodbye? Just the slow, quiet draining of a hollowed out sky. I was a soldier in war, already lost. I held broken faith, and I'm paying the cost. The altar is empty, and the incense is smoke. I'm picking up pieces of the words that you spoke. I stayed in the temple while the roof caved in. Where does the waiting and the ending begin? I'm not looking for mercy, I'm just so tired. The us that I prayed to is finally expired. Was it the hope or the hurt that was real when there's nothing but iron and the cold of the steel? I held on to someday like a lifeline of lead. Now the someday is quiet and the someday is dead. I was faithful to a shadow. I don't believe anymore, just empty. A low pass filter, piano plays a single deep note that sustains for 2 bars fading into a granular wash of dark textures. A sub-bass pulse at 55 PM creates a feeling of immense pressure. The beat is a single, muffled, hollow thud that sounds like it's miles away. I reach for the light, but I caught the shadow, for seeds that were never to grow. I stood at the window while the sun went down, watching the us in the darkness drown. I thought if I held it, it wouldn't walls were already starting to lean, but I closed my eyes on the parts that were mean. I saw the exit in a neon red light, but I chose a shadow in the middle of night. I was fixing a glass that was already dust, putting my weight on a leather rust. They say that enough is a place you can go, but I kept the fire in the middle of snow. Every "it's over" was a ghost on the wall. I was just waiting for a never to call. Ooh, I kept loving you till the air ran out. A beautiful faith in a circle of doubt. It didn't just break, it dissolved the floor. And I don't recognize me anymore. It's a heavy collapse, a silent eternal grave. I kept in you, and I couldn't be saved. The garden was dead, but I watered the stone, building a kingdom on a cardboard throne. I ignored the silence, I ignored the cold, clinging to stories that already were told. I'm a monument now to a war already lost. I kept loving you, and I'm paying the cost. Was it the hope or the hurt that was real? When there's nothing but iron and the cold of the steel, I held on to a someday like a lifeline of light. Now the someday is quiet and the someday is dead. I was faithful to a shadow. I kept as a trace between smoke, and I fade this page. Test hollow. I'm looking at the chair where you used to sit. The candle is cold and it won't stay lit. I'm trying to remember the sound of your laugh, but it's been cut in two like a torn photograph. This became worse a slow gray sky. They say that the past is a country far away, but I'm living in ruins of a yesterday. Every heartbeat's a burden, every memory's away. I'm standing alone at a locked iron gate. I loved you once, and it's killing me now to forget the forever and the broken vow. It's a hollow core ache in the center of my chest. I'm a bird with no sky and a cold empty nest. It's the used to be that's the hardest to bear. I loved you once, and now you're just there. The ghost of your touch is a shiver on my skin. Where does the morning for us even begin? I'm walking through rooms that are filled with your ghost. I'm losing the version that I needed the most. I'm not holding on, I'm just stuck in the glue of a life that was built out the center right. Was it a dream or was it a lie? How do you say hello to a permanent goodbye? The colors are fading to a static of white. I'm losing the battle with the middle of the night. I loved you once, and once is a grave. I loved you once, and the once is a grave. Nothing is left of the love that I gave. Left, lost. I watch the walls start to peel and to crack. I kept my bags in the hall, but I'd always come back. The air turned to ice, but I live in the cold, clinging to stories that already were told. I saw the exit 1,000 times, but I made a home out of all of our crimes. They say that leaving is a sign of the strong, but I sat in the silence where I didn't belong. Every bruise on the spirit The candles burned out, but I sat in the dark, waiting for wood to create a new spark. My shoes are still dusty from standing so still, losing my voice and losing my will. I'm a monument to a war that was through. I stayed for the us that turned into you. How do I walk when I've forgotten my feet? How do I breathe when the air is so sweet? I stayed for the shadow, I stayed for the ghost, I stayed for the person who hurt me the most. I stayed until I disappeared. I stayed for life. I stayed for it is a grave. Nothing is left of the heart I couldn't save. I'm gone now. I used to be an ocean, steady and deep, with a million secrets I was allowed to keep. The surface was glassy, the anchor was set, before I became a tangle of net. Now the water is rising and the water is loud. I'm a storm trapped inside of a cloud. They say that the quiet is a place you can find, but you left a riot inside of my mind. Every it's okay is a lie in the dark. I'm looking for a center, but there isn't a mark. Oh, love broke my calm, and the peace is a ghost. I'm a shipwreck screaming at the coast. It didn't just rattle, it tore the floor, and I don't feel safe anymore. It's a heavy collapse, a silent internal scream. Love broke my calm and poisoned the dream. The walls are closing in on the me I once knew. Everything's shaking in the shape of you. I try to find the silence, but the silence is jagged. My breath is a blade, and my spirit is ragged. I'm a clock that's forgotten how to keep time, stuck in the rhythm of a beautiful crime. Is there a quiet on other side? Or am I just a passenger on a violent tide? The forever was a weight I wasn't meant to carry. There always was a ghost I wasn't meant to marry. I'm just noise, no, I'm just noise. Is a lie. Nothing is steady in a hollowed out sky. Just chaos. I'm picking up glass from the inside of my ribs, emptying the dream from the broken little cribs. You didn't just leave, you pulled the thread from the seam. Now I'm just a static in a dying dream. I'm a map with no ink, a compass with no north. I can't find the strength to even step forward. They say that the spirit is a thing that can bend, but they don't tell you how the breaking will end. Every forever was a weight on the bone. Now I'm just a temple made out of stone. Nothing to say. The mirror is lying, it's showing a ghost, the version of me that I'm missing the most. I'm trying to breathe, but the air is like lead, walking through rooms that are already dead. I'm not even crying, I'm just so done, a shadow that's lost the heat of the sun. Is there a me underneath all the dust? Is there a heart that I'm allowed to trust? The damage is deep and the damage is wide. I'm losing the battle in the ever song. I'm just a hollow where a person used to be. I'm sitting on the floor where the light doesn't reach. The silence is a lesson I didn't wanna teach. My hands are still shaking from the weight of a goodbye. I've forgotten the color of a clear open sky. I'm a house with no windows, a door with no key. There's nothing left inside of the version of me. They say love is a fire that keeps you from the cold, but I'm just the ashes of a story untold. Every breath is a struggle, every heartbeat's a chore. I don't recognize the person on the floor. Oh, love broke my spirit and left the debris. I'm a ghost in a skin that doesn't fit me. It didn't just hurt, it took the whole room. Now I'm just a shadow in a beautiful one. I'm reaching for nothing and finding it there. Love broke my spirit and left me for air. I tried to find the pieces in the dark of the hall, but the jagged edges make me feel so small. The mirror is a stranger with tired, hollow eyes, reflecting the wreckage of all our forever lies. I'm not even angry, I'm just so tired. The flame didn't flicker, it just like explained. Is this the bottom, or is there more floor? I can't remember who I was before. The hollow is heavy, the emptiness screams. I'm waking up, but only in dreams. You didn't just leave, you took the light out with you. Love broke my spirit. Now the wind just blows through every part of me that used to be you. It's so quiet. I'm the hollow shell where the music used to play. I'm the aftermath of a long dark day. The weight of your name is a stone on my chest. I'm looking for air, but I can't find the rest. I gave you the keys to the center of me. Now I'm a lock in the middle of the sea. They talk about moving, they talk about time, but I'm stuck in the wreckage of a beautiful crime. Every nerve is a wire that's starting to fray. take no more. I'm trying to stand, but the gravity's wrong. I'm a broken down note in a forgotten song. The forever we built is a pile of lead, and I'm sleeping in ruins in a ghost of a bed. I'm not even bleeding, I'm just pressed in. Where does the you end and the nothing begin? Is there a me underneath all the you? Is there a sky that is actually blue? The pressure is constant, the air is so thick. I'm a candle that's burned to the bottom of the wick. I'm just dust in the shape of a man, woman. Love crushed my soul and I'm just a floor. Nothing can hurt if I'm not anymore. I'm gone beneath it. The echo is louder than the pulse used to be. I'm a vessel for a ghost that doesn't want me. I can feel the drive in the center of my chest, a sudden cold vacancy, a forced kind of rest. It didn't pack bags or even say goodbye. It just drained the blood from a lightened sky. They say that the heart is a muscle that grows, but it feels like a garden where nothing now flows. Every always was a drop in the sand, slipping so softly out of my hand. Oh, love left my heart and it took the light out, leaving me here in a circle of doubt. It didn't just break, it just walked away, turning the we into a permanent grave. It's a cavern of silence, a wide open door. Love left my heart and I don't want no I'm checking the rhythm, the third lump is wrong. I'm the aftermath of a beautiful song. The furniture is there, but the house is not home. I'm a king sitting on a cardboard throne. I'm not even hurting, Is it a relief, or is it a crime to lose the forever in the middle of time? The valve is wide open, the pressure is gone. How do I face it? Nothing at all, and I'm just a soul of a person. And the heart is just stone. Nothing can live where the always has flown. Just vacant. I'm sitting in the kitchen where the heat used to be, staring at the space between the shadows and me. We were a forest reaching for the sun. Now I'm just counting the damage we've done. My fingers are gray from the weight of the suit, stuck in the wreckage with nowhere to put the memory of us. They say that a fire is a beautiful thing, but they don't mention the winter it'll bring. Every forever was a branch in the flame, and I'm just a smoke whispering your name. Love turned into ashes and the wind's picking up. I'm drinking the It's a heavy collapse, a silent gray sea. Love turned into ashes and buried it in me. The photos are curling in the heat of the ghost. I'm losing the version that I needed the most. I try to keep it burning, I try to stay warm, but I'm just the debris at the end of the storm. There's no spark left in the bed or the hall, just the black lines where we leaned on the wall. Is there a life after the burn? Is there a lesson I was supposed to learn? The ground is so cold and the sky is so black. There's no way to find and dust. No. The salt is a river tracing my skin. Where do the endings even begin? I'm looking at photos that I can't recognize. The ghost of a week in the back of your eyes. I'm tasting the ocean in the back of my throat. I'm a sinking ship trying to float. We were a mountain, now we're just rain, falling in circles down the same drain. Every promise is a cloud in the dark, looking for light, but there isn't a spark. Love turned into tears and washed us away. There's nothing but gray at the end of the day. It didn't just break, it dissolved in the salt, and I'm drowning in silence and finding the fault. The warmth that we had is a freezing sea. Love turned into tears and poured out of me. With the weight of the grief, the morning is a thief, and the night no relief. I'm watching the ink run off the page, a bird with no wings in an open door cage. I'm not crying for you, I'm crying for us, turning to water, turning to dust. How many gallons until I'm dry? How many nevers until I can fly? The well is so deep and the water so cold. I'm losing the version I used to hold. Turned into tears, and now I'm just here. No more of the fire, just the slow, quiet pain. I'm standing in the hall where the ceiling fell through, touching the dust that used to be you. We were a palace with windows of gold, but the foundation was shifting and the mortar was old. Looking for shelter in a room with no roof. Every cracked tile is another cold proof that us was a ruin. They say the building is a labor of grace, but we were just excavating an empty space. Every forever was a brick in the wall that was already starting to lean and to fall. Love turned to ruin, and I'm just the debris staring at the sky that used to hide me. It didn't just break, it leveled the floor, and I don't recognize the me anymore. It's a heavy collapse, a silent internal grave. Love turned to ruin and I couldn't be saved. The architecture of us is quiet and dead. I'm picking up glass from a broken frame, but the face in the picture doesn't have a name. I'm a caretaker of a site with no soul, trying to make a together out of a hole. Broken architecture now. Love turned to ruin, and I'm just the ground, looking for a heartbeat, but there's no more sound. Just gone. The ink is still wet, but the pen has run dry. I'm looking for words in a hollowed out sky. We used to be thunder, we used to be loud. Now we're just shadows lost in a cloud. I'm moving my lips, but no sound comes out. We're a book with the pages all scattered about. They say that the quiet is where you find peace, but it feels like a prison with no hope of release. Every I love you is a ghost on the tongue, a song that was over before it was sung. Oh, our story fell silent, it just stopped, like a glass on the edge. It finally dropped. It wasn't a scream or a cinematic end, just a slow, quiet breaking of a lover and friend. The dialogue's over, the credits have run. Our story fell silent, and now we are done. I'm sitting across from a ghost of your face. There's a million miles in this tiny space. We're staring at at screens or staring at walls, waiting for echoes in empty halls. I'm folding the memories and putting them away. There's nothing left for either to say. In a cold room, our story fell silent, and I'm just the air looking for us, but there's nobody there. Just hush. We were standing on the edge of a golden age, writing our names on a limitless page. The sky was a promise, the ground was a floor, but we didn't see the open trapdoor. I reached for your hand, but the gravity won. We're falling away from the light of the sun. They say that forever is a place you can stay, but we're tumbling down in a blur of cold gray. Every always we whisper is a stone in the air, pulling us down to a nowhere out there. Waiting for the impact that's never to come. Is there a bottom so hard that it's all? Is there a bomb that is supposed to fall? Forever we want it is a ghost in the slip. I'm losing my mind and I'm losing too, still the sign didn't drop, it just leaked away, turning the gold into a permanent gray. We didn't notice the ice on the glass, watching me always so quietly pass. I was holding your hand, but the warmth was a lie. We were already saying goodbye. They say that forever is a long steady light, but we were just embers in the middle of night. Every tomorrow was a debt we couldn't pay, as the forever started drifting away. Oh, we lost forever slowly, inch by inch, a heart in a vice with a steady pinch. It wasn't a fire or a sudden collapse, just a slow quiet tearing of all of our maps. We didn't go bankrupt, we just ran out of time. We lost forever slowly in a silent crime. The garden didn't die, it just stopped being green. The space in between us became the routine. I'm looking at you, but I'm seeing a ghost, the version of us that I'm missing the most. We're a movie that's frozen on one single frame, two different people with the same old name. So softly out of our hand, we didn't even feel it go. We lost forever slowly, and now it's just gone. The dark is the only thing we can leave. The sun didn't drop. I'm standing in the room we painted in our heads, touching the pillows on the unmade bed. The blueprints are tearing, the edges are gold, but the story we scripted is already old. I'm holding a ghost of a house on a hill. The garden is dying, the air is so still. We built it on sand and we called it a rock. Now I'm just listening to the tick of the clock. Every one day is never tonight. We're losing the color, we're losing the light. Oh, we lost our dream in the middle of the night. It slipped through our fingers and out of our sight. It wasn't a crash, just a slow, quiet fade. The price of the promises we shouldn't have made. I'm wandering halls that will never exist. We lost our dream in a cold, heavy The travel brochures are starting to yellow. The us that I knew was so soft and so mellow. Now we're just strangers in a map with no names. Two different players in two different games. Unpacking the could-be's in boxes of lead. The future is quiet, the future is dead. Did we stop trying, or did we just stop waiting for rain that would never quite drop? The horizon is empty, the vision is gone. How do I wake up and face a new dawn without the forever we leaned upon? We lost our dream, and I'm just awake, watching the heart start to slowly break. It's over now. We were building a house with no foundations, living on dreams and on expectations. I knew the clock was a ticking bomb, but I like the quiet before the storm. We were dancing on ice that was starting to thin, knowing the after was where we'd begin. They say that a map is a promise of more, but we were just standing on a crumbling shore. Every I love you was a debt to the dark, a beautiful fire with nowhere to spark. back in the moments that weren't meant to stay. The maybe is over and it's turned into gray. I didn't ask how or for how long. I just wanted to be where I didn't belong. But the calendar's empty and the pages are white. We've run out of road in the middle of night. Was it the light or the love that was sweet? The feeling of now or the taste of defeat. The forever was missing from the very start. But I gave you the pieces of a doomed little heart. We were borrowing time we couldn't afford. I'm still checking the hallway for your shadow, leaving the porch light on just in case. The coffee's getting cold in your favorite ceramic. I can't bring myself to wash away the trace where you stood, of how we spoke before the silence became the only thing that broke. They say time is a healer, a bridge to the shore, but I'm drowning in minutes that don't matter anymore. Every city's a wall, and I'm just a ghost waiting for your call. Your distance still hurts like a fresh cut line. I'm tracing the map where your heart used to mine. It's not just the space or the states in between. It's the almost and could be, and everything we've been. I'm holding my breath till the air feels thin. How do I let the world out and let the memory your distance still hurts. It's wearing me thin. I saw a car, looked like yours at the intersection. For a second the gravity pulled me back home, but the driver was a stranger, different direction. And I'm back to the static, back to the unknown. Your side of the bed is a desert of white, a kingdom of lonely in the middle of the night. Is the sky that you see the same shade of blue? Do you look at the stars? where the clock has stopped. I'm listening for the sound of a name being dropped. The walls are so wide and the air is so thin. I'm waiting for the conversation to begin, but the static is heavy and the static is deep. It's a secret that I wasn't meant to keep. Say the words can cut like a knife, but the lack of them is taking my life. Every unsaid is a weight on the floor. I'm a ghost knocking on a ghost of a door. Empty zone. Fossil on the nightstand nearby. I'm watching the battery slowly die. I take a goodbye or a never or a no, anything to make the emptiness go. But you're 1,000 miles of quiet away, and there's nothing that I'm allowed to say. Is the quiet a weapon, or is it a shield? Is there a wound that's never to be healed? The unspoken is a canyon so wide, I'm losing the me on the other side. You're loud and you're absent.